Is 26 dead? The old venerable 26-inch standard has long been eulogized by bike media as a relic of a bygone era. It was a compromise of adapting road bikes of the 70s to ride on dirt. Over the decades, frames evolved and wheels got bigger. 26 was replaced by 29. Then 27.5 was offered as a consolation to those who wouldn't give up their small-wheeled bikes. Today, even 27.5 has become endangered. The smaller wheels are technically not as fast as their larger brethren, but neither 26 nor 27.5 is dead in my book. Fortunately, there are still a few holdouts making 26er bikes. One such holdout is the NS Surge Evo, a chromoly steel frame set from NS Bikes designed to accept 26-inch and the endangered 27.5-inch. NS Bikes is a company out of Poland best known for their dirt jumpers. In fact, they are so focused on dirt jumpers that they offer 7 different dirt jump models plus 6 more models under the Octane 1 brand. To say they are committed to the 26-inch standard is an understatement. The Surge, however, is not a dirt jumper. It is a trail/free ride hardtail, depending on how you set it up. It'll accept forks with travel ranging from 120 to 160 millimeters. The Surge model has been around in some form or another for a long time. It's a big middle finger in the face of the bigger is better mentality infecting the industry. The nice thing about the Surge is that you can pick up the frame real cheap at Bikes Online for $200. It's got a tapered head tube, internal dropper post routing, and modern geometry. In the rear, however, it has 135mm sliding dropouts. That allows you to fine-tune the chainstay length and allows for a clean, single-speed setup. This is the same 135x10 non-boost standard you find on dirt jump bikes. You can run either a quick release or a bolt-on wheel. A properly built 26-inch wheel is going to be strong and stiff, and if you're thinking non-boost 135mm hub spacing is weak, you're wrong in this case. 135mm hub spacing is appropriate for a 26er. The big reason boost spacing exists is because wheels have gotten bigger. And bigger wheels have longer spokes, and those spokes have to be spaced wider at the hub to have the same level of stiffness and strength. This is why dirt jumpers still use the non-boost standard. For this build, I'm using a 140mm Marzocchi Bomber Z2 in 27.5. This is mainly because I had the fork and the wheels laying around. The 140mm Z2 will put me at the equivalent of a 150mm 26er fork. The 26-inch rear wheel is a custom wheel I had made a while back for a different project. The front wheel is an old 27.5 WTB boost wheel that came off my enduro bike. The tires are a mismatch as well. WTB Trail Boss with a self-sealing inner tube in the rear, and Michelin Force All Mountain set up tubeless in the front. This is a fast-rolling combo. I originally planned to make this bike a single speed, but I wanted to see how this bike would be when it's fully trail ready. So I opted for a Microshift Advent 10-speed drivetrain. The Microshift Advent is a reliable and inexpensive drivetrain. The gear range is ideal for a 26er. An 11 to 48 tooth cassette is plenty of range for this bike. Perhaps we'll try a single speed down the road. struggled with the seat post setup. At first I went with a rigid seat post. Then I went with a direct hand-activated dropper seat post. I don't know what they call them. After the first ride, I realized I absolutely don't like that dropper. The lever looks like it would violate me in a crash. Ultimately, common sense prevailed, and I installed a Fox Transfer 150mm dropper with a Wolftooth remote. Most of the parts in this build were parts I had laying around, so the build was very low cost. I'll leave links to all the parts that were used in this build in the description. It's been a while since I last rode a 26er. Let's take the bike for a shakedown ride. Off the bat, you can feel this bike is compact. It's very nimble and pops off features easily. The 26-inch rear wheel accelerates quick and it feels great on standing sprints. At high speed, I was really impressed with how stable it felt despite its compact profile. I'm glad I installed the Fox Transfer. It's nice to be able to drop the seat quickly and easily. One change I'm going to make, however, is to swap out that rear tire. It's a smaller 2¼ inch width with an inner tube at 35 psi. When I run tubes, I run them at high pressure to avoid pinch flats. As a result, it feels really harsh out back. A bit too harsh when I hit high-speed chatter. I'm going to switch to a 2.4 and run it tubeless, and I think that will solve the issue. By contrast, the front feels like riding on a cloud. Once we get that balanced out, we're going to have a fun little trail smasher here. So is 26-inch dead? And is 27.5 not far behind? The average mountain biker is getting older, and companies and riders are gravitating to wagon wheels. We're even starting to see 32-inch wheels. That easy rollover is appealing to the masses, but there are always riders out there that want the agility and challenge that comes with a small-wheeled mountain bike. And when bike manufacturers reach the limits of wheel size absurdity, there will be some long overdue apologies due to those 26er diehards. I hope you enjoyed this leg of my journey. Thanks for watching.